Governor J.B. Pritzker says an estimated $321 million is needed to maintain shelters and other services for migrants this year. The state is pitching in another $182 million. The county poised to chip in $70 million, but Mayor Brandon Johnson sidestepped questions on whether the city will help bridge the $70 million gap that's left. Here's the rest of my conversation with Alderman Bill Conway and Brian Hopkins. If there is a request for supplemental or additional spending, how would you vote?
Well, we'll have to see what that looks like. I mean, this is a national humanitarian crisis, and we need the federal government, state government, county government, and city government need to be working together.
But in his press conference, Johnson did talk about what Chicago is solely responsible for, handling these people when they get here in terms of the health of the food. He goes, that's our problem.
And that's what we've had to work on. I mean, the problem we have had is really a lack of leadership and lack of collaboration in this area. Since the beginning of time. I mean, I put forward an ordinance after the mayor spent $100 million of COVID money on the migrant crisis without talking to anybody in city council. We were informed after the fact. I put forth an ordinance that would restrict that ability, which Alderman Hopkins is a co-sponsor of, as most of city council is. And we'll have to take a look at what this looks like, but it's clear that city council and the mayor's office and all levels of government really need to be working together a lot better on this.
I want to follow up on that ordinance, but a quick question for you, which is, should Chicagoans get ready for some new taxes and fees to deal with this? I don't see how that gets avoided. What do you think?
We're about to vote on a referendum question that will result in $100 million plus in new revenue. We don't have a clear idea of how we're going to spend that. This is an era unlike any I've ever seen.
Isn't that supposed? I thought that was supposed to go to homelessness only. That was the issue.
Well, so how many migrants are homeless, right? And part of our sanctuary city status means we're not allowed to discriminate. If you're a homeless individual and there's homeless programs for you, we can't say, well, you're a migrant, so you don't get that. We're prohibited by our own sanctuary city requirements for making such a distinction. So this money could potentially be used in migrant programs. We don't know. As Alderman Conway said, we don't have any details. We're being asked to approve hundreds of millions of dollars in new spending with no detailed spending plan. That is a violation of one of the basic tenets of good management and good government, and I will not vote for anything that doesn't include the level of detail of actually how we're going to spend the money and with some assurance that we're going to spend money on programs that actually work.
And that brings us to your legislation, which is, Mayor, you're going to spend over $1 million. City Council's got to know about it because you didn't know about the $95 million, how it was going. But one basic question, did the mayor violate anything? Could he do what he did? You're just not happy about it? Or is there a violation of some sort?
Legal gray area, frankly. It's based on a 2021 ordinance that may or may not have been superseded by future budgets. But that's why I have crafted the ordinance to really be looking prospectively. This is an area we need to be working on together, and it's clear that we're not. And that has been true with regard to Garda World and favored staffing, and you could even go beyond the migrant crisis when it comes to NASCAR, ShotSpotter, the FOP process. That whole thing has just been kind of a lack of collaboration and lack of leadership that we've just seen from the fifth floor.
Let's go into, if a politician wants to get around something, maybe you can clarify the fine print here, but I'm thinking if the ordinance says anything over $1 million, you need approval, well, if a mayor wants to avoid that, just make sure you're keeping it under $1 million and $1 with whatever you want to do. Is that going to be an out?
Yeah, clearly there's ways to violate the spirit of the checks and balances between the legislative branch and the executive branch. I voted early on in the COVID pandemic, when we were allowing the executive branch to take certain liberties and to act because we needed that flexibility. We needed them to move quickly. They were unprecedented emergency conditions. The governor asked for the same thing and got it from the state legislature, so we grant that to the mayor. It's time now to pull that leash back a little bit because liberties are being taken, and the executive branch, in my opinion, needs to be reined in.
By the way, briefly, did you want to say something?
Oh, I was only going to say the reason I chose the $1 million amount in the ordinance itself is because that is the amount of emergency funds that the mayor's office is allowed to spend without coming to city council. So to keep all of the statutes in line, that was why that number was chosen.
Okay. I mean, it could have been $500,000 or $250,000 if you really wanted a strong check.
Yeah, and in getting co-sponsorship among my colleagues, some wanted less, some wanted more, but that was why I picked $1 million.
All right. Just an update on how your ward's dealing with the migrant crisis, the influx we're dealing with. What are you hearing from constituents?
Well, we're grateful that there's been at least a temporary reprieve in the number of buses and, in some cases, planes that have been arrived, recently. So we're able to deal with the population that we currently have. When the weather warms up, I think it's highly likely we'll see another major influx. We're doing the best we can to deal with the current situation on the ground, as Alderman Conway alluded to. It's a humanitarian crisis. We didn't ask for it, we didn't want it, but yet here it is. And the residents of my ward, like other wards, have been very generous in donating supplies, volunteering, trying to do the right thing. Alderman Conway's done an outstanding job working with job training programs, trying to get temporary work visas for the people who actually want to work and support themselves, so they can live like normal citizens, not living in a shelter.
Well, and a
but
quick
paying the
comment
rent.
about that. You're doing lots of programs on helping people with legal and jobs. Comment on that?
we have now done 4 legal aid clinics for the migrant population in order to help them get temporary protected status as well as work authorizations, so they can get on their feet and get jobs and not sort of be wards of the state. And with our last one, we've now started to do them with some of our union partners, so that we can, once we get them the work authorization, we can get them into jobs. And we're going to be doing 2 more of those in the next 4 or 5 weeks as well.
Final question, really quickly. The design of city council is supposed to be strong city council, weak mayor. Under Mayor Johnson, is that what we have?
We've had that for years, but it doesn't always work
Well,
that
right.
way in practice, right? The mayor still has a tremendous amount of influence over the city council. In the old days, it used to be patronage jobs. These days, it's allocations and getting pet projects that we want. So the mayor always has the ability, to command a legislative majority. Mayor Lightfoot did it. She's proud of the fact that she never lost a contested roll call vote. This mayor is actually on a pretty good
Rahm
winning
and
streak
Daley. Do
himself.
you agree with that? Are we living under strong mayor, weaker city council?
I mean, the system is set up sort of to give city council a lot of power. But frankly, I would say that we all want Chicago to be successful, and heck, we all want Mayor Johnson to be successful. That helps all of us. So to think about who's got the bigger stick is less of an issue in terms of, I just hope going forward we can begin to collaborate a lot more. But it has been certainly a rocky start with that across a variety of issues, and I hope that will change going forward.